Simple money savings tip. Better money habits isn't about skipping your morning coffee or stuffing loose change in a jar. It's about rethinking how we save in a world where money seems to slip away faster than ever. Groceries cost more than they did last year. Rent feels heavier each month. And yet, we still dream of traveling, buying a home, or simply feeling secure. The truth? Saving money today looks very different from what it did even 10 years ago. Back then, advice was simple. Cut back, set a budget, and don't overspend. But now, life is digital, and every purchase is just a tap away. Old-school money tips don't always fit the new reality. That's where fresh, simple money savings tips can change everything. By building better money habits that work with today's lifestyle, we can save without feeling deprived. And surprisingly, it can even be enjoyable. This video explores a new perspective on saving, modern, practical, and human. The idea of saving money is not new. It's as old as money itself. Thousands of years ago, people in ancient Mesopotamia kept coins in clay pots. These little jars were the first version of what we now call a piggy bank. In other parts of the world, communities formed early savings clubs where neighbors would pool money together for weddings, farming tools, or emergencies. Saving was not just personal, it was social. Fast forward to the 19th century, and thrift became a way of life in many places. Banks encouraged families to deposit even the smallest amounts, promising safety and slow but steady growth. The piggy bank became a symbol of discipline, teaching children that even pennies had power if they were protected. But times changed. As the 20th century rolled in, consumer culture encouraged people to spend more freely. Credit cards arrived in the 1950s, making it easier to buy now and worry later. By the time the internet age began, saving had to compete with the temptation of instant shopping. Today, saving isn't just about stashing coins or cutting spending. It's about adapting old wisdom to a fast-paced, digital world. The new savings shift beyond budgeting apps. For years, the main advice about money has been, download a budgeting app. And yes, these apps are helpful. They track spending, send reminders, and give colorful charts. But here's the problem. Most people stop using them after a few weeks.
Why?
Because tracking alone doesn't change behavior. It feels like homework. That's why a new shift in saving is happening. Instead of focusing on tracking, people are turning to automatic microsavings. Think of apps and banks that round up every purchase. Buy a sandwich for $6.50, and the system rounds it to $7, slipping the extra 50 cents into savings. You don't notice it, but over time, it adds up. One teacher in New York used this feature for 9 months and saved nearly $600 without ever planning it. She said it felt like finding money she didn't know she had. That's the beauty. It's invisible saving. This shift works because it fits our busy digital lives. We don't have to set big rules or resist temptation every day. Instead, technology quietly moves small amounts into the background, creating progress without effort. Saving today isn't about strict control. It's about designing systems that work with us, not against us. 1. The psychology of micro-wins. Saving money is often described as a test of discipline. Say no to spending, delay gratification, and think of the future. But human brains don't always work that way. We're wired to enjoy small victories in the present, not distant rewards decades away. That's where the power of micro-wins comes in. Think of the feeling when you check off a task on a to-do list, or when a fitness app congratulates you for walking 5,000 steps. Those little boosts of pride trigger dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. The same principle works for money. Some apps and digital banks now gamify saving. They show progress bars, celebrate streaks, or even give badges when you hit a target. Suddenly, saving doesn't feel like punishment. It feels like a game you're winning. One college student shared how she saved $20 a week using a streak tracker. She admitted it wasn't the money alone that kept her going. It was the satisfaction of not breaking her streak. Micro-wins make saving fun, and fun makes it sustainable. 2. The subscription audit, the modern leak in wallets. In the past, people worried about bills for water, electricity, and rent. Today, there's a new kind of bill quietly draining wallets: subscriptions. From Netflix to Spotify, fitness apps to cloud storage, the average household now pays for around a dozen recurring services. The tricky part? Many of these run automatically. and we forget about them. One recent survey found that people waste more than $300 a year on subscriptions they don't even use. Think about that. A gym app you open twice, or a streaming platform you only signed up for to watch one show. It feels small, $10 here, $15 there, but together it's like a slow leak in your wallet. The solution isn't to cancel everything and live without entertainment. A smarter approach is to do a subscription audit. Check your bank or credit card statement, highlight recurring charges, and ask, do I use this enough to keep it? Another creative trick is subscription rotation. Keep Netflix in the winter when you watch more TV, then switch to a fitness app in the summer. By controlling subscriptions instead of letting them control you, you can free up hundreds each year without sacrificing joy. 3. The silent wealth builder. Pay yourself first, but differently. Pay yourself first is one of the oldest money rules. It means setting aside savings before paying bills or spending on anything else. And while it's solid advice, many people struggle with it because saving feels like sacrifice. You're told to save for emergencies or retirement, important goals, but not very exciting in the short term. Here's a fresh twist. Pay yourself first, but for two purposes. Create one account for future security, your safety net, and another for future fun. By splitting savings this way, you get both peace of mind and something to look forward to. Take the example of a young couple saving for their wedding. Instead of putting all extra money into a general savings pot, they set up 2 jars, one for emergencies and one labeled Paris honeymoon. Watching that second jar grow kept them motivated, and they didn't feel deprived while building financial safety at the same time. Psychologists call this emotional earmarking, tying money to something meaningful. It works because we are more consistent when we can see both the practical and the joyful side of saving. So the next time you pay yourself first, don't just think of it as a duty. Think of it as building security and joy. That small shift turns saving from a chore into a reward. 4. Inflation-proof savings, thinking beyond bank accounts. For decades, the safest place to keep savings was a bank account. It felt secure, and interest, though small, added up slowly. But today, inflation changes the game. When prices rise faster than your savings grow, the money sitting in a low-interest account quietly loses value. It's like filling a bucket with water while it leaks from the bottom. That's why smart savers are looking beyond traditional accounts. One option is high-yield savings accounts, which pay far more interest than regular ones. Another is inflation-protected bonds, like U.S. I-bonds, which adjust their returns based on inflation rates. In 2022, these bonds paid nearly 10% when inflation spiked, compared to less than 1% for most banks. There are also micro-investment platforms that let people put small amounts into diversified portfolios. Even $20 a month can slowly grow faster than inflation if invested wisely. So, saving is no longer just about safety. It's about choosing tools that protect your money's future value. 5. The social side of saving. Money habits are often seen as private, but saving can actually be stronger when it's social. In many cultures, people once joined saving circles, groups where everyone contributed a small amount, and each member took turns receiving the full pot. It built trust, discipline, and community. Today, this old idea has a modern twist. Apps and workplaces are bringing back group saving, turning it into friendly challenges. Friends compete to see who can save the most in a month, or coworkers form no-spend weeks together. Research shows that people stick to their goals more when they know others are watching. Saving doesn't always have to be lonely. With the right circle, it becomes motivating, even fun. 6. The minimalist money habit. Sometimes the easiest way to save money is not by earning more, but by wanting less. Minimalism isn't about living with nothing. It's about choosing what truly matters. One simple rule is the one in, one out habit. If you buy a new shirt, donate or sell an old one. This keeps clutter down and makes you think twice before spending. A young couple who tried this cut their monthly spending by 15%. They realized they didn't need more things. They needed more space, freedom, and savings. Less stuff often means more money left in your pocket. Saving money doesn't have to feel like punishment. It can be a tool for freedom, joy, and peace of mind. Pick one habit this week and let it grow. Each step builds momentum. In time, you'll see that saving isn't about restriction. It's about rewriting your story with more choices and less stress. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.